successfully turned on my microphone, Dan. You know why? Because I am indeed a beast. Dust 2 is going to be the third map in this best of 3 between these two teams. So just a quick recap from what we said before that we went to a break. Who are you expecting to take this, Dan?
Don't know, James. It's going to make your job hard. I don't know, James. I have no answers for you.
I will tolerate this, Dan, because it's your birthday. But it's your birthday for another, well, less than 2 hours, Dan. And we will be broadcasting for at least another 5 hours. So I'm just going to wait patiently, Dan, until the clock strikes midnight. And then I'm going to tell you what for, Dan. So,
all right.
Dust 2, chrisJ could get up to, I mean, there's a lot that could happen here. Obviously, it's going to be, it should be an explosive map. Lots of AWPing to be done here. NiKo and chrisJ could get to AWPing on their side. We know who's going to be AWPing for EnVy as well. And we will soon find out, Dan, as we watch replays from the previous map. No, we are into the pistol.
Okay, nice, nice. So Mousesports on the CT side, and we shall see EnVyUs on the T side, of course. And I feel like, personally, I feel like EnVyUs will probably win. I just have that feeling, though, because I don't think you can make a legitimate prediction. I think it's just going to be, for me, it's a gut prediction, and that sucks to make those analysts. By the way, my prediction is getting shot in the face numerous times by Denis. Thanks, Denis, for that one. It's like Happy and Kenny S able to respond, though, and that's a 3 versus 3. But they have been thoroughly disincentivized from pushing this B-bomb site. But how stubborn are they? I've heard French people are quite stubborn. What do you think, James?
We're English, Dan, so we would say that. I suppose we're biased. Well, we'd normally say arrogant, actually.
But aren't you like half French and I'm quarter French?
I'm not half French, despite. We will get to this in a second. we'll get to this in a second. It's complicated. 3 versus 3. Ooh! Spiidi gets taken down. That's just, oh, that's painful. So the CT's a bit out of position now, but they could catch the bomb. Kenny's alone with the bomb. Why is he alone there with the bomb? He can't cross the doors alone. And Next is, is he gonna peek? This could get mad weird, Dan. Next is gonna get taken down, and Kenny needs to run for his life now. He's got a teammate in the B-bomb site, and he needs to join him soon. chrisJ's taken Apex down, and if chrisJ goes to the doors, then Kenny has to run the gauntlet down. The gauntlet has been run. Oh, he gets stuck by the wrench. I didn't want to do that. But Happy comes out and takes him down. That was all kinds of awkward.
That was really weird because Happy, so like they're pushing long, and then the bomb is like sitting in lower dark, almost taking that duel. And then at the same time, Happy's pushing into B by himself. That's really weird. That's super weird. I mean, it works. Let us speak no more of it. So 4 Deagles and a PT50 on chrisJ. I like this. 4 Deags. We're gonna hear the Dust 2 resonating with the sounds of Deags.
Well, first HE. So EnVy off to the start they wanted. Next has been taken down in mid, which is pretty bad for Mousesports because now they're lacking a lot of information. Looking at how deep they have 2 players in long and how they have 2 players in the B-bomb site. They have no vision, apart from actually chrisJ's shoulder picking the door now, but that's not a situation he wants. That's not what he wants to do. If Happy faces him, it's actually a bit awkward for Happy to face the door because that would expose him to long, and he will be aware of that. So he needs to be careful. Obviously, he has the range to his advantage, and indeed now he comes in for that peek. Again, you can see it exposes him to long there. So the creep is in, and Mousesports are in for a bad time down. They're in for a lot of trouble here.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. I was hoping, I was praying that we will see some Deags going into that from that box position, back to plateau, into that upper dark area. All those teams lined up. I wanted to see that. But the French guys, they denied me that. Well, they will win the round though. 2 HP on NiKo, 8 on Spiidi. NiKo is going to run to the hills with that AK-47. And he's going to go prone, James. He's going to hide in a grassy knoll somewhere and admire the near shrubberies.
Well, good luck to him doing that, Dan. With Spiidi's position, I often think, I don't know who it was, maybe you will recall. Well, basically, often when there's a smoke down in double doors, or even when there isn't, and somebody's going for the plant on defaults, there's always a chance for a CT to just run in and shoot the person planting the bomb. And you can do that if there's no smoke there. I mean, you can try and do that if there's no smoke there. Or if there is a smoke there, then you can even stand in the smoke, as we saw someone do, and just shoot to the position. It's fairly easy to do. Obviously, there is a risk that you might get taken down before you do it. But I think you might as well in that situation. Otherwise, I mean, with 8 HP, Like if you're in a situation where dying is okay, then I would just go for it. Why the hell not?
All right, well, we will see NiKo maybe going for it here. He's got himself the AK that he saved. He's got himself a boost. Oh, has he been heard by Happy? I wonder. Looks like it's going to be the trade frag. And the AK is lost. But that was pretty worth it, I think, for NiKo. And we might get a trade here from Denis to refrag. Yeah, there it is. Finds the headshot there with that deagle. Now as the rest of the EnVyUs side are looking to gather up and make the push perhaps into the B-bomb side. Apex needs to find a forward angle. There's the first frag. Very cautious, taking his time on those shots. And he will be delivered glorious success. A glorious victory has been won this day by EnVyUs. And that will be the round. So we've got the the first 3 rounds out of the way with, and now it's time for the bias. But Mousesports on the CT side definitely can get rough on this map when you have a low economy, and they didn't win the pistol, so they didn't get an opportunity to build economy, so if they lose this round, straight up to the ecos. So EnVyUs have a lot of control here of the situation.
So the first buy comes up for both sides. Lots of nades on the Mousesports side. They will take control. Nice deep nade into long there. Apex is biding his time on the outside. Don't very often see people going for the spawn plays on the C side in professional matches. The pick play.
I like picks, James.
I know that. I have to bear witness to how much you like picks when we play. Well, chrisJ taking down Happy. So Happy has some information. Ooh, NBK trying to punish chrisJ before he can reposition after jumping off. Unable to do it, however. And now we may see a challenge for long. Spiidi in the pit. Going to get flashed. Completely blind here. We've got a wall of smokes here to stop his teammates from helping him. He will be taken down in isolation down. He will die lonely, cold, decrepit. Apex coming in, putting a nice work, going back behind the smoke there, having taken a lot of damage. Will they be aware, though, of chrisJ's position? They will now, and that's the bomb. So it seems that he made a bit of an underestimation as to how many CTs might have been along there. And now we have problems here for the EnVy side.
Ooh, flick coming in from kennyS. Smoke is going to cover his approach, but he's going to have to deal with the player on short right now. He needs to go for that safe plan, and he is low, not as low as his teammate Apex, though. Oh, that flashbang not too good, and Nex is going to be able to easily frag Apex off of that, and it's going to be tough here for kennyS with that AWP now. The players are very close, going for the flicks. Shot comes out. Would have been good for the first tag to kill Nex, but he doesn't get the shot, and the headshot from Nex comes in instead. And they are going to win the round. That's a very, very needed round from Mousesports there. But I think EnVyUs can still buy. They should be able to buy. They got the bomb down. Let us see the buy.
It was quite smart actually, where NBK, where kennyS planted the bomb. He could have planted it on double stack and tried to defend it from platform, but he went for the bad plant because obviously he was vulnerable to some CTs jumping up and trying to shoot him, which I'm pretty sure is why he chose the bad plant instead, since he was already in position and saw one of the 2 players on the short. So you see Nex being boosted up there. I've tried actually to Molotov that position with a smoke down, the mid to B smoke, but it's quite difficult because of the nature of the mid to B smokes are commonly inconsistent and they can interrupt with the Molotov. So you can't really Molotov it consistently. You can obviously H-cheat though off the ceiling and wall bang it as well. If someone's crouching, there are places to go for the wall bang there. I think just to the right of the middle box. But we will point that out if we get to it later on.
Yeah, it's going to be quite cool to see NiKo in action with the AWP now that he has it, but also chrisJ. EnVyUs looking to perhaps go for this A split. Indeed, it's going to be coming in with the nades. They have the setup. Need to get the frags. Wow, Spiidi's in the smoke with the UMP. Is it going to be 2? No, not quite. Apex gets the trade immediately, but there is Nex there in for support. And NiKo as well, close to the smoke, playing with fire. And will he be able to see any of these players as they run past him? This is super awkward right now. NiKo, oh, there it is. Spots one, but the trade instantly comes in. But still the advantage for the CTs. However, the site will be in control of the EnVyUs side, so they have an opportunity here. But not anymore, perhaps, as the bomb is lost. Happy needs a big play. And will he show himself with a shadow? Either way, he's going to go down. And that position is always a bit misleading because of the landing inaccuracy. Like, as many times I've dropped there, and if you're going to take the duel with somebody, and they're already looking, you have a disadvantage because when you land, you have an accuracy for a bit.
Yeah, Nex should have seen his shadow there as well if he was looking there at the right time. So, didn't really work out for EnVy, and they'll find themselves on the NiKo. Lots of pistols coming out, one flash onto Apex. Now, the bomb is top mid, and we've got 4 players in lower tunnel. So I'm quite curious as to what EnVy have in mind here. They don't have any smokes, so that bomb's going to have to run the gauntlet. Speaking of the gauntlet, see the guys are coming in lower, but I'm really curious as to why they would have put the bomb top mid with no smoke. But for whatever reason, it has actually made it, so it seems like their plan has paid off. NBK will be decapitated.
Oh, here we go, the run beast. Boom! The flying KDS. Oh dear, NiKo still gets the headshot though. It was cute, and it gets the bomb down. That is hilarious. James, they actually got the bomb down.
So
that's hilarious. They
achieved their goal, Dan. Yeah. It was very intricate. It had a lot of risk in different places, and it paid off, and that was pretty cool to see. Now that's a round you should odd shot, just on its own, because that was very novel for a number of reasons. The bomb being top mid, making it down to catwalk with the pressure from all the T's through double doors, and then the flying run boost. Doesn't make it all the way, but it's picked up by a teammate. It's like a, what is that baton 400 meters thing called? The relay. The bomb was the baton, Dan, and they made it over the line. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It looks so funny from NiKo's perspective as well. But we have the AWP on KennyS again now, so let's see if that's going to be going on. Oh no, NiKo fell off the box, unfortunate. Off the box. Let's see if he can get it again. No, failure. Failure strikes. There we go. Can he stay on? Careful, careful. Easy does it. There it is. Nice. So KennyS actually going down middle there to perhaps find himself some angles for a pick. Although CT is playing quite passively. The weakness for them actually at the moment is if an A play comes in. And the reason being is that you don't have an extra player on the site. Instead, he's kind of covering for the B split. This is the B split position that NiKo has in spawn. And I love this position from chrisJ. I like to use this one as well. He's on the slope there, looking at catwalk. And you can kill people just shooting through that. It'll actually be a wall bang, but it'll still kill them, even if you hit them in the torso. So it can be a very good position and very hard to deal with, to be honest. Not too commonly used though. But either way, EnVyUs are going to try to fake this, and they're going to walk into the setup, which will be very good against the B play. And it looks like the Molotov's going down to try to Molotov that position you were talking about, James, and it's worked. It has worked, NiKo dies. It has, but it's also inconsistent on the floor as well, which I was going to mention, but it's worked on this occasion, and that is a GG Molotov if ever I saw one. 2 versus 2 though, so it's not GG's just yet. Bomb's being picked up, and we've got Happy. He was holding the cross, but it seems rather than luck, he is going to make his way over towards B. I mean, you never know, maybe someone was rotating through T spawn, so he'll cover that for his teammates. And now the CTs will go for the retake. Yeah, Apex is sitting in there. Had the key Molotov frag, and now the flashes come in to go for the retake here from Mousesports. Will this be good? More flashes being thrown as Apex waits patiently behind the box. He's got his teammates, of course, distraction as Apex finally peeks out, looking for the kill on Spiidi. The spray will continue, and the frags will be found as EnVyUs pick up the round there, and they stop the spree from Mousesports. Absolutely, it will be another buy though for them, as they did accrue quite some cash as they were winning those rounds. And as you can see, James, all the hydroponics. The EnVyUs AK is the hydroponic. But on the first map, NBK had a case hardened and Happy had a fighter. They betrayed the cause. They all used to have hydroponics. They betrayed the cause. Well, 4-3. Both teams back on the bye now. I'm still waiting to see. I'm waiting to see the Bardolph wallbang down onto the mid to B spot. But yeah, the Molotov went down that time. But in my testings, it's not consistent. I mean, maybe if you can find a way to line it up and throw it through the smoke. Maybe your testing is not consistent, James. Maybe my testing is not consistent, Dan. But I think that my lab environment was consistent, Dan. The temperature was cooled. There were no stray or rogue bacteria. All the air was sucked out. I was wearing a hazmat suit. Yeah, all the air was sucked out. Then there's no way for the fire to actually work, James. It needs oxygen. That is true, Dan. It seems they weren't consistent after all. so you've been sold a faulty environment. All right, so we have the push coming in.
lab environment. It's safe. We have the push coming in, and Apex is launching himself there into the slope. He is going to get destroyed. And now things going kind of weirdly, because there is a chance here, a strong one for EnVyUs, but you know, the CTs can still cause issue. This is super important. If Happy gets this kill, easy frag for him. Oh no, next. Looked like he had that one in the bag, but he'll go down, leaving Spiidi with 8, and that's going to be the shutdown, surely. Spiidi is creeping, and Happy is just going to straight peek, and that's the frag and the round there for EnVyUs. So picking up another one, and that is the buy. Well, the buy is now gone from Mousesports, at least for this round. They'll have to eco this one, and EnVyUs should be up to 6-3. So EnVyUs looking back in control of the T side of the first half for them. On this third map, if you're just joining us, EnVyUs had an incredibly strong showing on Mirage, completely crushed Mousesports. It's like a 14-1 or something, 13-2 on their T side of Mirage, and they closed that one out 16-5. Then we had the rather close and more dominant showing from Mousesports. They won Inferno. So they're dealing with this eco situation, not looking as easy as it should perhaps, as a gun will be given up as well as a frag. NBK has to fall back here a little bit. Oh dear, this is a little bit laboured for NBK. Not picking up these kills easily enough. And that AK might survive into the next round here for the CTs.
Much damage is done though, and Devil's in a position to hunt at the very least with the UMP. Kenyev's holding the angle in mid. Is next going to peek he is, and he's going to get tagged. No Kevlar, and yet he still survives with 16 HP. And now Kenyev's is going to chase with the CZ, but that's the AWP loss. So this is becoming expensive for EnVy. There is a quiet flank coming in, but I do wonder if NBK will be able to reach the AWP, for example. The Devil's in position, so it will be all collected in the end. But that wasn't cheap for EnVy. So there we go. The AK has been taken away, stolen away from the Mousesports side, who now find themselves at half the score of their opponents. And now the M4's coming in again, but they have the AWP to worry about of KennyS. There we go, and they are going for a boost here into Catwalk again with NiKo, and Spiidi's going to get himself into lower dark. So an aggressive mid setup here from CT side. They're pushing upper dark with 2 players as well. They're going completely aggressive. So far, the first aggression from Spiidi is deflected in lower dark, and that might just give EnVyUs some breathing room here against the very aggressive opener from Mousesports. That said though, look at this. They're able to retake lower dark. Frags all over the place now, resulting in 3 versus 3. Absolute chaos. But the T's are favored in this position if they can get the bomb to a safe place, and if they can hold on to some good positions for the time being to regroup themselves. Denis is still in the mix. Could cause issue here for Happy. Happy is on the angle, and just like he'll go down, not even damaging Denis at all there, I don't think. They're going for BJs, perhaps. There's 2 players there. Yeah, there is a slow flank coming in from NiKo. He won't spot anybody mid, but he needs to get close to his teammates sooner rather than later. It was an important pick there. Trades coming in, trades coming straight back, and the CTs will win the round. Only 2 players surviving. chrisJ will survive with the AWP, which is important. He can drop for his teammates. We'll see what kind of buy they can eke out. EnVy...
It's got to be a buy.
Ooh, EnVy's buy would be ropey as well, actually.
They got to buy, I think. They got to do it, James. You can't be scared in this position.
Oh, maybe they're trying to leave that behind them, Dan.
Yeah.
Those old ways. But
they're too afraid, James.
NBK with a bit of extra money, he will go for the AK. No Kevlar onto Happy and Apex. The rest will have them, and helmets for 2 of the 3 players. So Mousesports perhaps expecting, well, maybe they had no choice actually with their money. We've got double umps coming out.
Yep, just to have the nades. I mean, they're very afraid of a force buy here. It's very, very possible, very realistic that EnVyUs could have forced it up. And I think, you know, that some teams definitely would have done, knowing how much damage they did to the CTs.
The interesting thing is, the mix in the setup of EnVy could serve to confuse Mousesports. If they, say, engage Happy or Apex first, and they realize that they have no Kevlar, they may think that nobody has Kevlar, and then they may get too aggressive and run into, say, NBK with an AK, and then things might fall apart.
Yeah, they've actually got KennyS playing like the support role, which is super weird in a sense. We saw it on the last maps as well. And he will get the opening kill there with the Tech 9. He's got all the nades for the team, so he can't die. He needs to throw all those nades, and then he's allowed to die. So we've got the quick push there from the CTs. You're kind of talking about this, whereby you just almost kind of run in straight away as the bomb's going down. And they're trying to do that. They're knocking at the door right now of the B-bomb site, and they're going to try to kick it down as, oh, Apex goes straight out there, straight into the flames as well. Timing is good. Definitely can't get it done there for long range for the Deagle, and they're all falling one by one, leaving NBK 1 versus 4. He's spraying hell for leather, but he can't quite make it happen. 2 players left alive in the end, and that'll be the round for Mousesports. But the bomb went down after all, and I think EnVyUs, you know, they were mostly playing for the bomb down and damage, and that's exactly what they were able to achieve.
It looks like Happy and Devil were trying to set up for some anarchy there. If Apex and Devil. If Apex, when he pushes through, if he gets some close range frags there, then maybe Devil starts to sweep them up as well, and it's too much going on for Mousesports to be in control. So I kind of respect the effort there, even though you know that you could say there is an argument for Apex to wait until Devil is coming in. I mean, either way, I think it's fine in that situation, although maybe he would have liked Devil to have come in a little bit sooner. But anyway, the plan went well. The bomb was down. It did significant damage, and they find themselves back on the buy. Kenny back on, or chrisJ going for those old flashes through mid, and he will shoot Kenny not just in the chest down, but in the face.
That was so cool because first he tries to just make his cross safe, and then he saw the info, and then he's like, wait a second, I got the info here. I could go for this, and he goes for the Smith's flashbang. That was the basis of Rambo Smith, James, of the French Rambo. That was the basis of it. The flash over the top and the mid peak.
That was indeed. That was the Rambo. It was a long time ago now. It's like one of those stories where you try and, you know, you've got this like cliché movie that is some serious shenanigans from Apex, and he's gonna get naded, surely. I thought maybe the bricks would save him there, but it wasn't. The bomb wasn't. The nade wasn't close enough to do so. So Apex plays with fire and gets burned down.
Absolutely. The repop flash for Spiidi though onto long, and NBK will avoid the initial flash, but he is going to get taken down regardless. So 1 by 1, they die. And then there's just Happy, which is always the case. He's always at the back, James. He's always at the back. There we go. We've seen Happy in lots of spots like this, unable to really find much in the way of clutch plays. Let's see if he can get something done here. Obviously very difficult. Trying to basically bait out a shot so that he can get a peek in there. And by kind of spinning around like that, what he's doing is he's showing the long barrel of the gun and maybe a hand or something, which, you know, maybe the AWPer would take a shot there, and it would allow him into a more forward position. But instead, it doesn't happen, so he goes for another avenue of attack, which is towards the B site. But he's going to have no time to get it done, and so he is instead just going to chill. Maybe he'll actually peek here for a frag, but
the reason,
thankfully not.
The reason also that he stands on the bricks, just like Apex did, although Apex is also jumping, is that it makes it more likely that he'll be shot in the leg rather than the chest. I think I first noticed Guardian doing it when he was going for peaks towards Goose, etc. And you saw Apex did indeed get shot in the leg there, but he got finished off with the HE, so it was a bit unlucky for him.
Okay, this could be cool. Happy going for the fast pick towards B. If he gets this, ooh, that's a close one. chrisJ going to throw the smoke down straight away. They don't know what the buyer's like. It's a quasi with the AWP. This could be dangerous. Denis is close. He's in a great position to try to punish. My goodness, Happy. Look at him. Oh my god. Oh, imagine if you're Denis, you're like, what's going on? Oh, but Denis should get an easy one here. Taking down NBK with ease.
NBK would have spotted the blood on the wall though, but they're not going to try and commit any other players to stopping it. More run boost shenanigans, but now Kenny will be an extra bait. This is hilarious.
This is so good. James, this is consistent.
This is going to happen all the time now because it's great. He goes
works
so far, it's absurd.
You just get onto the plant immediately, and then the AWPer can't kill you.
Yeah, and matchmaking.
And the other thing, James, is that like there are 2 setups. Well, I have to hold the fort there. We've got the play here from Happy. He's going absolutely nuts, and they win the round. They win the round. Pick up the second AWP as well. That is ridiculous.
That is hilarious because, I mean, not only they did it previously and got a bumper, but this time he's also running distraction because there is the big green gun in the background. So that's just really funny.
Wow.
Just really funny to watch.
And one of the things about that play, right, is that I was going to say, and I cut myself off, that you have 2 setups for the CT side typically. One setup is with one guy in CT spawn, then one cross-firing and then one on B. I'm going to have to hold the fort again, James, because they're getting aggressive. Never going to get to the end of this. I just can't. I'm just not even going to try. They're going to push as soon as I try to go for the full explanation. I'll have to save it for a little bit later, as we have the round playing out a little bit. And it is Mousesports trying to eke out what they can. Kevlars on everybody, little pistols in the mix. Not really any grenades, well, that much in the way of grenades left at this point. Smoke grenade, a couple incendiaries, but other than that, they are pretty dry for nades. Man, it just doesn't do any damage anymore when you shoot through those doors with an AK, or even an object. It just has to be a headshot to kill them.
Yeah, well, only the AWP is relevant for the revolver, Dan.
Oh, right, the revolver.
Or the revolver.
I should buy the revolver just to shoot through the corners. But again, it's like, Happy is just, he's starting to find some form, James. We haven't really seen him awake at any point in the series until now. No,
he's dead now, Dan.
He's asleep again.
You said that. Well, Apex has 45 seconds here to do something, but he could get double peaked because they know he's trapped, Dan. They know he is trapped. And, I mean, I think actually he would have been better off pushing that Molotov on the slope.
Yeah.
Because what he may not realize since he's not an AWPer is that it's extremely hard to see through those flames. In fairness, again, I mean, he's going to be above the flames, I think, anyway, even if someone's in CT spawn in that position, but it might help.
Yeah, I mean, it's like assessing what the biggest danger is and how do you deal with it. And I guess he felt like the player on the site was more dangerous than dealing with Cross. I don't know. Either way, it will be 7-7, so pretty even first half so far. And I'll have to remind myself to actually finish that point I was making later, because it is actually relevant.
Perhaps half time then. Let's see if you can remember it for 2 rounds, because I probably won't.
Well, 1 round now. 1 round. Here we go. 1 Tech 9, 2 PT50s. Full nades though.
chrisJ with the alternative. I mean, obviously his teammate's been punished, boosted on the wooden box, so chrisJ will take an alternative approach. And he should hear players on shorts. But that is pretty standard for a beginning of a Dust 2 round. And we have EnVy setting up for some more shenanigans. So let's see if this will be a wall of smoke, perhaps. That's a really high smoke for the AWPer position. And indeed, that is quite the wall. And they're going to go for a run boost, Dan, with a buy. But we have NiKo in the smoke. What can he do with this? I think he might have... Oh, he's going to get taken down. So run boost on the full buy, Dan. EnVy are having to fight.
Just because they can. And actually, I mean, it's so smart because actually in doing that, when the smokes are down, they can actually get information to see over the top of the smokes, which is really sick, actually. So either way, we're going to see Denis flashbanging himself in. Oh no, the double on the spray down. This is really bad right now for EnVy. Apex has to save the day. He's got 2 players to find. He's spinning around. No idea what's going on. And Denis with the money flank there for the 8-7. And now I can finally finish the point. So the point was when we first saw the run boost, so they could get the plant down for short, is that essentially there's 2 main setups that you have as the CT side. It's either that you put 3 players on the A site, so you know, usually how the round starts is you have 3 aggressive long, then they kind of fan out, so your AWP is on car, and you have 1 guy basically playing goose. That's like the standard kind of defensive setup on the A side of the map, and then you have 2 guys that are standing in the B bomb site. And the reason why you have the two players standing basically inside the B bomb site is because you don't have anybody to crossfire with you in middle, so you have no one to really help you. And if a split, B split does come, you're screwed there basically. If a team just throws flashes, there's nothing you can do. So you need a teammate there to help you. So to counter the strong B splits, the other setup that happens is that what we saw with NiKo, where he got burned alive, whereas you actually boost the player, or you can jump over there himself to the boxes, and so you can basically have a crossfire with a guy on B. So now the B guy can come out a little bit and actually pressure a mid a bit more safely, potentially, and also be safe against B splits. So those are the 2 classic setups. But if you do that one, when NiKo's down in CT spawn on the box, then you only have a guy on car with either AWPer potentially, or even a rifler, as we saw in some cases, and a guy on long, which means that there's no one on goose to stop that plant. So if you actually go for that run boost that they were doing in a round like that, there's no way that they stop the plant, because unless they kill that guy who's speeding along mid-air, I mean, it can happen, I guess.
But you need the biggest mouse pad of all time.
But that's why.
You're going pretty far to hit that shot.
JD's going to fall off his chair. He's just like...
Yeah, he hasn't got the length for that one.
JD can't do it, man.
Yeah, you need like a sensitivity of 12 to... even Guardian with a busted elbow can't make that shot.
But yeah, so in that sense, because there's actually no one on the site to instantly punish it, and the AWPer can't hit. Well, it's very unlikely the AWPer's going to hit that shot if they don't mess up the run boost. Boom! You're going to guarantee a plant with very little investment. You saw that the investment there on that first time that they got it was like the round that you said that people should odd shot was almost nothing.
Yeah.
So
and the crazy thing is, I mean, it's really extremely hard to counter it, because let's say the AWP has a Molotov and pulls a Molotov out, you might stop the plant going down there, but there's going to be 4 people on the site, and you wouldn't have killed any of them. So there's no, you don't win. There's no way to win.
Absolutely, and it's super cool as well when we saw the run boost on the buy ram, because all the smokes are down, and you got a spot now where they can. I think you can jump, because normally if you're boosting, you can't actually see over smoke if it's down at the same level as you are, because they fixed that, because you used to be able to do that. Now you have to be slightly elevated to do that. So with the run boost, you go obviously a little bit higher because you're jumping. So you actually get the ability now to be able to see over the smoke just for a fraction. No one's going to frag you when you're doing that. If they do, it's going to be completely random, right? I mean, come on. So they're actually able to get a peek over the smokes for free, and you wouldn't be doing anything else anyway at that point. So it's like a kind of a nice little touch. They're probably just doing it for fun at this point because they've practiced it, right? So that's super cool.
It makes me wonder now, if you boosted someone on the bricks on shorts, if they jumped with a scout, if they could see Goose. I'm not sure, because I can't remember what the building's like on the top, if there's like a gap which they can look over. But maybe I'll pay attention to shorts in the coming round, the coming half then, which is now upon us.
It is. And we've got loads of nades here on chrisJ and Spiidi. The rest going for, well, just 2 Kevlars. NiKo goes to the... NiKo is like the only guy that does this, really, that buys a deagle on the pistol rounds. And the reason that he does it, I guess, is just due to the fact that if you get the meat shots in there, it softens him up for his teammates massively. Or if he's NiKo, he just straight up kills them. So we shall see how this will go.
He's dead, Dan. He died straight away. Yeah, I think my boost would work for a scout, actually, but I'm going to check that later. We have a push coming in from Mousesports on the short position, and they are falling to the ranges of these USPs. Kenny's got 7 HP, and he will try to run distraction on occasion as the other teammates come in. Super Mario Brothers is the game here for EnVy, and Spiidi will finally be taken down, even chrisJ with NiKo's AWP. And again, this is doable. This is weirdly doable. Happy and Kenny has 6 and 7 HP respectively. Devil's the man with a plan who can. But all these players only require 1 flashbang. And now with those flashes, they will be triple peeking. The HE won't help either. I like that they're mostly playing headshot ranges actually, which is really smart, obviously, since they have to. It's like if you get a player who thinks early in the round, then maybe you put him on headshot towards B. Well, we'll see a team trying to go forward a triple peek. 25 bullets remain for chrisJ to try and find a connection. I mean, with a deagle, he can shoot through the box as well, maybe hit someone. But he didn't touch a single thing, Dan. He didn't make any connections there.
Or neither did the CTs for a longest time.
That's true.
That's hilarious. That went on for so long. I love it. It was like flick aim training right there for chrisJ. But all of his flicks are with the sniper rifles. I actually do wonder as well if there's like a cool boost that you can do if you stand at the bottom of the short stairs with the scout and then jump, you'll be able to see. Is that the boost you're talking about, or you're talking about further up?
At the top where the bricks are, so you can see over the corner of the wall.
Yeah, I want to try at the bottom of the stairs as well, because you must be able to see into Goose if you jump there. Maybe you can do it without the jump.
I think it would be too tall.
There's no jump required then.
Oh, do you just mean in the corner?
Like just below where the CT on short, but sort of P90.
Okay, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, we shall see. I love this from Mousesports. This is really cool right now. What they've done is they've done a wall of smokes here on long. So they've taken over long, and what it does is it forces the CTs to play sight or play shorts. Okay, they're just going to go up through the smoke now. Okay, my point is moot now at this point, as we'll have EnVyUs going back into the retake as the barrage of Ps makes its way into the B, or the A bomb site rather, and it's just NiKo left. He's claimed himself a P90. He's got armor as well. This is actually super doable for NiKo. He's going to find the first player, but he is going to get immediately dinked there from short. So Kenny is sort of saving Apex there, to be honest. And that's going to be the round for EnVyUs, able to go for the retake with 2 players left alive in the end. So really close match so far, but EnVyUs taking a slight lead towards the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, 9-8, not much in it at the moment. Although EnVy have a good chance to bring out a bit of a gap here. Happy charging with the P90. Oh my God, I thought it's like it's my birthday, Dan. This is beautiful. Oh, he's gone a bit early though, but they're all coming out now. They're all coming out. They're all serving themselves up for sacrifice, Dan. Only 2 will go down, but the HE of Glory will come in. And it will take Denis down with him. Tech 9 now. This is a gloriously disgusting round, Dan. I am very pleased indeed.
Like a pig in mud there. Just rolling around.
I know mud isn't what you wanted to say there.
In the gloriousness.
I'm a pig. Covered in turd, Dan. Covering myself in more turd. Let's go.
All right, fair enough. All right then, definitely did not need to add all of that, but you did. And we've got the double up here for the EnVyUs side, and all those nades there for Devil to get into position close to P90. P7 actually. Oh, the insta dink. NiKo. Poor NiKo. Poor Denis. Mousesports are not looking good here in this buy round, I should say. Devil is preparing himself for any pop flashes.
Devil looks like he's going to jump backwards in his face.
I know, you just have this feeling when you watch Devil that he's just going to do something nuts because he's very twitchy. He's like super twitchy play, but he actually plays really smart, which is hilarious. And here he goes. He's going to actually smoke behind himself to basically fake that he's not in a forward position. But he is. And that bomb is making its way alone. It's on Spiidi. It's going to get shot straight in the face through the little ledge there.
In the face.
And that is a short-lived round for Mousesports. They immediately lost 2 players, and desperation struck. Happy's actually top fragging here for EnVyUs with the 22. So, or 23s rather. So props for him. Props for him.
I'm curious as to what the setup is going to be actually on long in general. NBK is on a second AWP. I mean, previously NBK would be a solo pit player.
Yeah.
Basically, just there alone, reading some books, you know.
Now it's Devil.
Sitting there with the radio on. Indeed, now Devil has taken that position. So adjustments in the EnVy camp, and it seems NBK is going to be playing the car position with the AWP actually. So this is a bit new.
Indeed, it's quite cool to see, but there is a lot of pistols out here, and pistols can punish the snipers if the snipers don't hit those first shots, but first shots will be hits, and second shots, and third shots, fourth, and the fifth. All the players are now dead because there's 5 players on Team James, and that means they win the rounds, which means now that they are currently 4 rounds ahead. So
Your mathematics,
I know,
man,
it
are
is
impeccable.
It is so good.
Sparkling mathematics.
Not a single mistake.
Indeed. Well, we've got 6 AKs on the map and 3 AWPs and 1 M4. That is not a common sight, perhaps. So, Mousesports 4 rounds behind now. See what they choose to do. Devil playing his reverse barrel position. There are a great many setups you can have on long with 2 players, actually, which you don't always see. For example, sometimes you'll see a pit player peeking first, and you'll have the player on NBK's angle behind the wall, and then he'll pop out once his teammate starts engaging. And for that reason, sometimes when you have Ts come out of long, they'll keep their backs to the wall to try and avoid being put in that situation. There's also, you can have a player over towards blue who's not peeking.
But hang on a moment, James. We do have an upper dark push coming in, and this could blow up the mid play. Oh no, Apex is dead, James. He's dead, but not as we know it. Oh, okay. chrisJ is going to die with the bomb, James. It's going to get smoked off. It couldn't be worse.
Oh dear. The only thing going for favour is, well, there's nothing going for the favour down, so never mind. Niko jumping in, getting taken down, as is Denis. KennyS has decided not to try and hold the bomb there in that position where he would have preferred an M4, but they're still holding things down pretty well until Spiidi gets a 2-man. So he's got the bomb, he's got 30 seconds left. He's limited in what he can do. Surely he can't go for longest rotation EU. I can't see him making it to A.
There's no time.
There's no way. There's no way. Is no one going to tell him? There's not even a number there then, because it's not. Because it's just not possible.
It's just like the infinity. Oh, the infinity sign comes up. It's like
that's a. I don't know what to say. I mean, he got 2 kills on the B bomb site,
yeah,
and then
he could have run in basically,
and then through the rounds. Essentially, it's like I'm going to stand in T spot. But they got 5 guys. Do they have a coach on the server? I mean, someone should have said go into B.
Just go in there now.
Yeah.
Whatever you're thinking, shut up. Just go for it.
Go into B. What are you doing? I'm going to save the Seike in T spot. So again, we saw fatal errors. Not on Windows, Dan, but from Mousesports on the previous map, and now we may see one again because that was a bit of a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, Devil with the running, the backwards run pop flash. Love that. Oh dear. Mousesports completely tearing the French side apart to pieces, tearing them limb from limb.
If it was the CS:GO Olympics, I would give Devil a bronze for that.
Pretty good. Oh no, Apex is getting wrecked there as well. But about to smoke himself out, but not into safety. NBK's there. KennyS will peek. Oh, we get a shot through the smoke there. Very nicely done by NiKo to find that shot, and there it is with NBK as well, getting the return. NBK's been pretty on point so far in this round with the two frags that he has, but he needs to make the ace to save the day. And there's one by Gandalf. NBK doesn't know about it. He'll soon find out though. Just jumping all over the place. Now he knows. Pistol out for NBK, but he can't get anything out of that situation. And it will be the 13-9 as Mousesports start to bring things back. They start to close the gap ever so slightly, but they can't really afford to put a foot wrong at this point.
Beautiful.
This is the end of the line for Mousesports. They need those comeback rounds. Their money is low. Quite low.
Well, let's see if they can take them.
Oh, tag.
Oh, nicely done.
I hate getting tagged on impossible.
It's very irritating,
so annoying.
isn't it? Yeah. Especially when it happens like every round. It makes you hate your hate your opponent.
Yeah, it makes me hate myself. Why is my life like this? What have I done? Why does my life have to be like this?
Well, the best one is when somebody throws the smoke off the box in CT spawn, or tries to block the vision, and then somebody runs in the way, and it just fails, and then you get shot. Even
Brilliant.
worse. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, we have a bit of a lurker into mid at the moment, and very interesting setup from the CTs over towards long. It's going to pay off for Devil. He will be traded, however, but NBK is in position to do something about it, facing with the P2000, but he has got a big green gun in the back as well. And the B-bomb site's been abandoned, and it's been a good call from EnVy. NBK's gone down, and 3 versus 4. Happy needs to come in with a frag here. NiKo just coming out of sight. And his teammates are coming up towards short, so you'll see NiKo towards Goose, but there are many players on long to deal with as well.
Actually, the CTs can get some good engagements there. Happy's waiting for the moment to strike. He needs his teammates to create that distraction as he's in this elevated position. He's going to hit the plant, he can jump, but he's not in the position that he expected. And so now he's given his position away. There's nothing he can do. He's got a flash he can throw into the site to try to help his teammates in there, but I think he was actually trying to get the flash into the side maybe, but I'm not sure. It was a decent flash regardless, and the frag will come in there from Happy in the end. Apex capitalizing as well. 2 players left here for the T side, as there is the bomb ticking away now ever faster, both on long here for the T side for Mousesports. Next will go down the smoke as well, and Yes. Oh, he's going to get the frag straight away onto chrisJ. Very important, and that's going to be that. chrisJ couldn't even have time to reload. 14-9 now. Mousesports, they did get the bomb planted, but as you can see, their money sucks, and they're probably thinking that they just have to go for this buy at this point. There's so many rounds behind, and they can buy AKs with 3 players. Or do they save and play for overtime? I mean, that's not really going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't know that is an option when they can get this kind of buy out. So they just need to make it work, but it may mean that we need some angels with the limited weapons on the side, and that may not be favourable, although the weaponry is better. And NBK's gone from an AWP to a scout, which, I mean, maybe he'll have more effects, we don't know, but obviously he is somewhat disabled in this situation.
Oh.
But the approach will be a bit different.
They're going aggressive here. This is kind of nuts, isn't it? Look at Happy just getting in there. He's getting in there. But so is NiKo. And Spiidi just takes Happy down, so the aggression is going to be basically compounding the problem of that aggression from NiKo. NiKo, look at him just on his skates there, just sliding all over the place. But Apex will still take him down. If this has to kill so many people here, this is surely not a doable situation. The money cannot be good here for EnVyUs. They're going to have to save these guns, but Denis is going to make sure that can't be possible. He's going to take down Apex. You had the ape the AWP. The ape? He had the ape.
I whoop.
He had the ape from Wargaming.
What's that?
Well, Ape is one of the players on Wargaming. On World War, the Team War.
What?
Without a roof.
I was saying War Gaming. I was thinking World of Tanks.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I said gaming afterwards. But War.
Okay.
War is a weird name. They need to have a real name.
There are apes in World of Tanks.
They
qualified for the North American Minor Dan.
Yeah.
So, well, I wonder. I mean, who knows what the story will be with that team? I'm not going to go too off topic here, but I mean, Sean Grills' team didn't qualify for the minor, unfortunately for them. So,
Sean,
back on European.
Sad Sean.
Yeah, but I mean, North America actually will be coming up later.
North America, James is wrecking faces right now. Look at Optic. Look at Optic.
They won and they lost.
I don't care, but they won. They won something online.
They did, yeah, they did. But they're inconsistent, Dan.
It's the best of one.
Yeah, it's best of one though.
So yeah,
and it's inconsistent. I mean, we saw the power of best of ones at the major as well. We have a tactical pause coming in here for EnVy, by the way, so we're going to have a chat.
Actually, speaking of best of ones, one of the most famous best of ones, or rather the first best of one that became kind of like a famous upset was probably at Aspen, MLG Aspen, the one that I did with Sadikis, Dorian, and
It had to be the one you did.
And Robin, yeah. Well, that was the only one that there has been.
So, so what was it? What was it?
There are no others. And it was CLG at the time, with Peter versus EnVyUs actually, and they defeated EnVyUs on Dust 2, and it was like a ridiculous game from Peter, basically just beasting everyone with the orb, just going completely, just super aggressive everywhere, just winning every battle, and that was like one of the first like big upsets that EnVyUs had, whereby they were more or less not respecting their opponents and force buying too much, and that's like where it kind of started, basically.
I believe we have CLG versus NRG today, which is quite interesting.
Yes, you are correct.
You know, so Peter will be playing.
No, he won't. Yes, he will. On the other team. Right, yeah, because
Exactly.
I thought you liked CLG.
You scared the hell out of me, Dan. Because after saying Tabson earlier, I was like,
So they kicked.
I was like, I'm doubting myself. Like, I think Peter plays for NRG. I want to gamble. Yeah, he plays for NRG. So he's been playing today. No, he's not. No. Anyway, so he's going to be playing today against CLG. Yeah, so that should be. I'm actually quite interested to see that. I'm always interested to see what CLG's state is.
Yeah. And
well.
NRG, they do enable Peter's crazy AWP style, so it makes it a fun team to watch from that perspective alone. There are other things that are cool too, but
back into this one though.
Yeah.
And we have EnVy on a 4-round lead. They've taken their tactical pause. Now they've taken their tactical unpause, and they're moving towards long, where there are loads of man on Roseanne. Might have the Blazer out, and they've all gone in favour of Mousesports, happy running for dear life. He's chickened out, Dan, outside a chicken shop.
So Mousesports currently have all the bagels games, all the bagels.
Good say, Dan, they are the bagel games.
That's I could say that, but I didn't. You said that. When do I get the bagels from Bagel King?
We need to go there, Dan. We need to go
You've
to
been saying
Bagel
that for like a year now.
I know, but now we're far away from Bagel King. But we need to go there, like at like 2 o'clock. Actually, I think maybe we should go at 2 p.m. instead. I was going to say 2 o'clock in the morning, Dan, but maybe we should go there early afternoon.
We can go there after this broadcast game. We could actually do that.
We could, but I am going to Paris at midday. So I would like to sleep at some point today. That would be nice.
All right then.
Well, another round on the board for Mousesports. EnVy have a 3-round lead now, and they will be going for their second eco.
Indeed, I found out that Thorin does not like bagels in Columbus. Just FYI, in case you're ever in a position to give Thorin a bagel, I suggest you don't.
What is his reasoning? What?
I don't know. Don't think he needs a reason.
Fair enough.
So EnVy, they are on the save now. They're saving their monies so that they can have a respectable buy instead of this atrocity, which is being swiftly cut down. All those bodies littered outside of the doors.
It's like when you used to alt tab in the game, and you tab back in and you're watching somebody because you're dead, and all the dead bodies on the map would just collapse where he's standing.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Doesn't that still happen? I know they put a fix to that, but I swear I've seen it happen to me since.
Maybe sometimes. I haven't seen it that I can recall for a long time. But what I have seen, Dan, is 4 ops on Dust 2. And I'm seeing it again.
All right, Apex is going to be joining KennyS towards the B bomb sites. So that's where NiKo is. Boom, the flick's not good. KennyS was just as quick. I don't know actually who shot first. I think NiKo actually shot first there. But
I thought NiKo would have got that.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I think he just missed. I think he just straight up missed.
Possible, yeah.
But KennyS did not miss, and that is a very, very important situation here. Mousesports are going to start to try to save things with a bit of pace to Denis in middle, in the smoke there, covering himself, and Happy. He knows that he could be there somewhere, but they have no idea that he's going to walk into the B bomb site. This is going to be ridiculous. If he walks into the B bomb site, just gets a free frag, he's going to get a free frag on a Happy, and oh my god, KennyS and Apex go down as well. What a flank there from Denis. He's walking through the smoke. Happy didn't detect him correctly. I think Happy just felt like he didn't cross. And now the rotation comes into a B. Of course it does. There's nobody there. They know the last 2 players are going to be saving on A. That's a wrap. Just that one play from Denis.
That is a monstrous. That's a monstrous performance in 1 round from Denis. Monstrous, because I mean that could put Mousesports on 14-14. If EnVy had 3 players remaining, then they could drop for their teammates. I think, based on their loss bonus. Yeah. But with 2 players, I don't know. Can we just check the scoreboard again quickly? Yeah, I don't know that they're going to have the money to do that, which means that they might have to eco and try and hold on to these 2 rifle stands. So this is an awkward situation what a brutal time for EnVy for such a play to come in for Mousesports, and for Mousesports, that has really got to be a massive, massive mental boost, and surely some strong momentum as well.
I love me some momentum.
Terrorists win.
But will it amount to anything momentous, James?
Very nice, Dan. Well, they've lost 4 of their 5 players, so this is even more of a definite eco from the side. They can get a juicy buy-in the following round, but we are looking at 14-14, Dan, unless NBK goes mental with this AWP.
I wanted to see a boost there with NBK into Cap. I didn't get it, James. Just I'll have to settle with this, whatever this is. It's nothing, James. No action.
Yeah, NBK has no engagement over towards long, so he will smoke it off and hope that that smoke encourages the T's to move elsewhere. We see lasers coming into the B-bomb sites, but NBK is nowhere near, although he is moving towards short and NiKo's moving towards lower tunnel, so there might be a bit of an engagement there. chrisJ sees KennyS go to the platform, and now KennyS is basically stuck there. He has to peek, whatever he chooses to do. Denis getting tagged, but Apex will go down. You can see NiKo putting the mid-to-B smokes in the Monosovs. And NBK is still searching, but he's got to be careful because there is an angle on the far left where players can try and spot each other. No connection made, and he'll make a run for it. So he's in spawn now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, getting taken down. And now it might be about the save here for NBK. Slowly but surely, the numbers are thinning out. And the bomb is on the B-bomb site. chrisJ is actually somewhat trapped, unbeknownst to him. You see the angles Happy is holding. chrisJ, though, a very smart man, knows that the trap is closing in on him. Devil coming in for the flank, and again, NBK trying to save, but it seems that these players are going to hunt.
It seems as if you shoot a trap with an AWP, that the trap explodes, James. That's all I've learned from this. Ooh. Bagging opportunities here for NBK. Oh, going for the... that is the crazy play. Let me just position myself in the open on this ledge, elevated beyond everything else, to stand out more than anything else.
Let me expose myself to the world, as I was when I was born.
Should be illegal.
There are places in France you can do that.
Really?
There are islands in France.
What, like nude islands? Nudist islands?
Nudist colonies, yeah.
Nudist colonies?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have to swim to the islands?
Half the island is very rich people in their houses, and the other half is just entire. Even the postman is nude. Everyone is naked. This is true.
Well, we got the 2 AWPs. KennyS is right now naked as well. He's got no Kevlar, and that's all you wear in this game. Don't be fooled.
Sometimes you wear a helmet, Dan.
With the Kevlar, yes. But not if you're EnVyUs. Right now they have no helmets to be seen. So just the patient play here. Mousesports know that they can clinch this one. Devil, the shenanigans as usual. I do like watching how Devil plays a lot of these positions. Bit of aggression there, or rather presence from the T's, but doesn't necessarily mean too much just yet. Devil's ready with that incendiary. That's good timing, actually. Will delay the T's somewhat, and unbeknownst to the French side, it will be an A split with the most players coming through long, and Devil has a big task on his hands. He actually will get some help here from the AWP of NBK, who tags the player, but the trade comes in immediately, and NBK still alive and kicking at the moment. He does reposition, just going into the open just for a moment for a second peek, and with the help of his teammates gets a superior position on the boost, perhaps. Although actually I think he boosted it, actually KennyS into position, so that will do as well. So right now EnVyUs have all the positioning to shut this round down.
The gap through the smoke, but NBK gets slapped off the angle. Now KennyS is in. This is not a good situation for the T's, but shot is missed. NBK with a jumping penetration shot into the face. chrisJ, no less, even Spiidi alone. Got 2 frags there, but he's got to find 2 more. And that jumping AWP is still in play here. Is he going to get another one? It's just NBK jumping AWP, and he will get punished. Spiidi comes back with a 4K. What is going on, Dan? Mousesports at match point.
He had 9 seconds to plant there. And they're just both going ham peeking him. Oh, wow, that's nuts. I mean, maybe you feel like they both feel confident that if one of them dies, that the other guy will trade. But that just was not the case with the positions that they had. My goodness. That is Oh, Mousesports are taking a BM pause, James. They're taking their BM pause.
Mousesports are taking a tactical pause.
Yeah, that's not a tactical pause. That's the BM pause.
That is...
It's like you're getting wrecked.
Well, I mean, possibly, but maybe they're trying to figure out how much money EnVy have and what they can expect them to have.
I think it's just... I'm just going to go with the BM. I don't care what the truth is, James. I want to believe that, and that's what I'm going to tell everyone. I will peddle this lie as you peddle lies to me.
Well, the tactical pause coming in.
How do you feel tactical, James?
For Mousesports. In this situation, we should remove the overlay. But I guess with the delay, it doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah. I think we should make a policy of doing that.
Why?
Because you never know that.
No, but now you can't see what they're doing.
Yeah, but neither can people...
What if they buy stuff?
Well, we can unpause when the game is unpaused, then we can bring it back.
But what about looking and seeing what they decide as they decide it?
Yeah, but the point is, if it's paused, then other people can look as well. So
what's the delay like?
Well, let's not say it on stream.
You never know. There's actually no delay, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, guys,
this is live.
This is live. There's actually
this is live. If you've got two screens, GG. All right, so EnVy with a Scouts, triple FAMAS, and an M4. With smokes coming into both sides. It's going to be a fast play into long here for Mousesports, and EnVy are going to retreat, going to give up long and take control of short in response, so they have a way back into the site should they require one. 2 players on short for the CTs, and they still have NBK with the Scout looking over towards long. All the players from Mousesports on long now, and NBK can barely see them. Ooh, did he just do a pirouette in the air?
I have no idea.
I think he just span around. Anyway, he's dead, and the CTs have a lot of trouble on their hands now.
It actually looks like Mousesports going to win this, but all of a sudden, Devil and Apex find frags, leaving it to a 3 versus 3. The bomb yet to be planted for the Mousesports side, as EnVy has positioned themselves for the retake. Happy is far away, so perhaps EnVy want to just hold their horses at the moment with the rest of the retake effort. KennyS and Devil need to just sit tight and wait for Happy to work his way all around. And the bomb yet to go down, so also that's a big factor as well. They don't want to overplay their hand. And now the bomb's been planted. Happy can try to go for the push. And he will be communicating with his teammates. They're waiting for him to go for the push. He needs to cause distraction because his teammates are in much worse positions than he is. He needs to draw some fire. And chrisJ is the worst possible guy to be up against right now. And KennyS loses patience. He just goes for it. As now chrisJ has to do everything 1 versus 2. There's the first frag. And there it is, the second frag from chrisJ. He's going to clinch it for Mousesports, 16-14. It looked like it was EnVyUs all along. That start to the series, the most dominant Mirage game I've seen in quite a while, going to EnVyUs. Then slowly but surely, it got worse and worse for EnVyUs. But that said, they did have a decent CT side on this map. It looked like they were going to be able to take this one. And then all of a sudden, Mousesports out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think towards the end there, it comes down to the triple kill from Denis towards B. That kind of turned into an avalanche because it really destroyed the economy for EnVy at a brutal part of the match where they had to basically eco for it to be 14-14. And they only saved 1 rifle in that round as well. They could have saved 2, but weren't able to. So that was a colossal round for Mousesports.
That was actually like a super weird situation
long way round
as well because so they lost NiKo straight away in that round. He got picked by an AWP, maybe NBK or something on long, going for that long peek. And then there's four players left, and Denis is alone. And he's just walking around in mid. And he threw a smoke, but it was a smoke which is not in the usual position to block off CT spawn. It was like to the left, obviously on the corner, where like a CT can be playing crossfire with the guy in CT spawn. And then Happy wasn't looking at that point that Denis is kind of looking into CT spawn, and Denis just walked into the smoke. Then Happy looks. So Happy doesn't think that anyone's there. He kind of heard something. He heard the smoke go off. So he's suspicious that something's there, but he doesn't see anything cross. So there's no information that flank's coming. There's no reason for his teammates to actually be looking there. But the thing is that usually if you're playing like I said before, usually if you're playing someone in CT spawn, you're not playing 2 people in B with no focus on mid. You're playing 1 guy with focus on B, and then the other guy is out the door, so he should actually be looking into mid. So it's actually kind of ridiculous that he walked through that smoke. I've never seen a play like that actually. It's quite, manifest itself in that way. So pretty amazing way to come back into it. I actually thought Mousesports might even choke it away as well at some points, but they managed to actually take it over the line. So respect to them.
Congratulations to them. So that's our first match out of the way. Our second will be coming up in about 45 minutes, and that's a North American match, CLG versus NRG. So we'll be back for that one at the top of the next hour. See you then.